Over 60? These four breads could be slowly harming you, and four you should eat daily for better health. If you're over 60, that innocent slice of toast on your breakfast plate might be doing far more harm than good. New research from Harvard tracking over 93,000 seniors for 2 decades just revealed a stunning truth. Choosing the wrong bread can silently age your brain, stiffen your joints, inflame your gut, and even shorten your life by more than 7 years. That's not clickbait. That's a medical fact. And here's the kicker. Your body no longer digests bread the way it did in your 40s. After 60, your enzyme levels drop, your blood sugar control weakens, and the healthy bread you've trusted for years could now be spiking inflammation and feeding disease. In this video, we'll expose four breads that science says you should never touch again, and four you must eat daily if you want to reduce arthritis pain, sharpen memory, support heart health, and protect your gut. Some are hiding in your pantry right now. Others could add years of energy, clarity, and mobility to your life. But first, I want to hear from you. What bread do you eat most days? White? Wheat? Sourdough? Drop a comment below. We're reading every story because your habits matter. And what you learn today could transform not just your diet, but your future. Bread. It's the comfort food of our childhood, the quick fix for breakfast, and often the healthy choice we reach for in retirement. But after age 60, that same loaf may be silently accelerating disease, weight gain, and even cognitive decline. According to new research from Harvard, UCLA, and the University of Toronto, how your body responds to bread after 60 fundamentally changes and not in your favor. Let's break it down. First, digestive enzymes, which help break down starches into usable fuel, drop by up to 40% after 60. That means every slice of bread you eat isn't being broken down properly, especially if it's made from refined flour. Instead of becoming slow-burning energy, these poorly digested carbs are rapidly converted into glucose, spiking your blood sugar. And here's where it gets worse. As we age, blood sugar regulation becomes more fragile. A slice of white bread at 65 doesn't hit your body like it did at 45. A 2023 study from the University of Toronto found that seniors over 60 experience blood glucose spikes up to 2.5 times higher than younger adults eating the same bread. Those spikes aren't just uncomfortable, they're dangerous. They accelerate aging at the cellular level, damage blood vessels, and are a key contributor to type 2 diabetes, which now affects 1 in 3 seniors in the US. But perhaps most insidious is chronic low-grade inflammation, triggered by the wrong kinds of bread. UCLA scientists measured markers like C-reactive protein, CRP, in seniors who regularly ate refined bread, and found inflammation levels 39% higher than those who consumed fiber-rich, whole-grain alternatives. Inflammation isn't just a buzzword. It's the silent spark behind nearly every major age-related disease: heart disease, Alzheimer's, arthritis, even certain cancers. Still think bread is harmless? Let's talk energy. When blood sugar surges and crashes, it doesn't just drain your stamina. It messes with your mood, memory, and motivation. Seniors who consume high glycemic breads daily report higher rates of brain fog, depression, and poor sleep. That's not coincidence. That's biochemistry. Every unstable blood sugar event triggers a cascade of stress hormones, including cortisol, which breaks down muscle, stores belly fat, and sabotages sleep. Think of your body after 60 like a classic car. When you were younger, it could tolerate rough fuel. But now, it needs precision-grade nutrition. Feeding it refined bread daily is like dumping sugar into a rusting engine. You might not notice the damage today, but over time, the entire system breaks down. But here's the good news. The right breads not only avoid these problems, they can actively repair them. In the next segment, we'll reveal 4 breads proven to reduce arthritis pain, stabilize blood sugar, improve digestion, and even sharpen memory in seniors. One of them is probably already in your grocery store freezer, but you've been walking right past it. Let's start with the heroes, for breads that heal rather than harm. And the first one might surprise you because it doesn't come from the bakery aisle, but the freezer section. We begin with sprouted grain bread, a nutritional game changer that's gaining attention not just from dietitians, but from geriatric specialists. Unlike regular whole grain bread, sprouted bread is made from grains that have been soaked until they begin to germinate. This ancient method unlocks enzymes that break down hard to digest starches and proteins, making them easier on your aging digestive system. And that's not just theory. A 2023 UCLA study showed that 73% of seniors who switched to sprouted grain bread experienced significant improvements in bloating, gas, and gut discomfort in just 8 weeks. There's another major benefit to this bread. It reduces a substance called phytic acid by up to 81%. Why does that matter? Phytic acid is a natural compound in grains that blocks the absorption of important minerals like iron, zinc, and calcium. When phytic acid is lowered through sprouting, those nutrients become far more bioavailable, supporting stronger bones, better energy, and even sharper cognitive function. And here's where sprouted grain bread really stands out. Its glycemic index is as low as 36, far below that of regular whole wheat or white bread. That means it causes much smaller spikes in blood sugar, an essential feature for anyone managing insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. What's more, the sprouting process dramatically increases nutrient density. You'll get up to 300% more B vitamins, 600% more vitamin C, and potent anti-inflammatory compounds like benzoxazinoids, which have been linked to reduced risk of chronic diseases. If you need a real-world example, take Joan, 68, from Oregon. She struggled with digestive issues for years, bloating, irregularity, discomfort. But after switching to sprouted grain toast each morning, paired with almond butter and banana, she experienced near total relief within 2 months. You'll find top brands like Ezekiel 4 verse 9, Silver Hills, and Alvarado Street Bakery in the freezer section of health food stores and supermarkets. No preservatives means shorter shelf life, but toast them straight from frozen, and they're as delicious as they are therapeutic. Next up is a bread that takes us back to basics, but with a modern health twist. We're talking about authentic sourdough bread, a naturally fermented loaf made from just flour, water, and a starter culture of wild yeast and beneficial bacteria. During the slow fermentation process, much of the gluten and phytic acid is broken down, making the bread easier to digest and gentler on the gut. But sourdough does more than soothe your stomach. It acts as a natural prebiotic, feeding the friendly bacteria in your digestive tract that support immunity, brain health, and emotional stability. A 2022 study in food microbiology found that seniors who made the switch to authentic sourdough reported a 26% boost in digestive comfort, with less bloating and more regularity. What about blood sugar? The University of Toronto found that seniors who ate sourdough with breakfast saw just 45% of the glucose spike compared to those eating standard bread, making it an excellent option for diabetics and anyone concerned about metabolic health. To enjoy the full benefits, skip the fake supermarket versions. Look for loaves made with a real sourdough starter, not commercial yeast. The crust should be dark and chewy, the crumb open and slightly tangy. Serve it toasted with avocado, hummus, or even nut butter. Just 2 slices a day could transform your gut, steady your blood sugar, and bring back the joy of eating bread without the consequences. If you're serious about protecting your heart, balancing your blood sugar, and aging with vitality, then the next bread on our list is a must-know: whole rye bread. Unlike conventional wheat breads, whole rye is rich in a unique soluble fiber called arabinoxolone. Think of it as a natural sponge inside your digestive tract, one that traps excess cholesterol and harmful fats before they enter your bloodstream. In a clinical trial published in the Journal of Nutrition, older adults who consumed just 2 slices of whole rye bread daily for 3 months saw their LDL, or bad, cholesterol drop by 16% without making any other dietary changes. That's the equivalent of a mild statin, but without the side effects. But what's even more impressive is rye's impact on insulin regulation. In the same Finnish study, fasting insulin levels fell by 22%, a critical indicator of improved metabolic health. And that's not a small detail, because right now, 1 in 3 seniors over 60 is living with prediabetes, often without knowing it. Unstable insulin isn't just about sugar. It's about inflammation, fat storage, brain fog, and a faster path to chronic illness. What makes rye so effective? Its slow digesting carbs and dense fiber structure slow glucose absorption, providing long-lasting energy and preventing the roller coaster of sugar spikes and crashes that can drain your mood, focus, and stamina. To get these benefits, skip the fluffy, sweetened rye blends. Look for 100% whole rye or pumpernickel with dark color, dense texture, and whole grain listed as the first ingredient. Avoid anything that lists wheat flour or enriched flour. These are red flags. Try this anti-aging breakfast: rye toast with smoked salmon, arugula, and a sprinkle of olive oil. You're feeding your body with anti-inflammatory fats, protein for muscle health, and fiber to keep digestion strong. It's like a prescription for vibrant aging, disguised as a delicious meal. And now, let's move to the most powerful bread for longevity. If there's one loaf that every senior should consider a daily health ritual, it's 100% whole grain seeded bread. This bread is dense, hearty, and studded with nature's superfoods: flax, pumpkin, chia, sesame, and sunflower seeds. Together, they create a nutrient matrix that supports every system in your body. A landmark 2024 study from the Copenhagen Heart Research Center tracked over 18,000 adults aged 60 plus for 15 years. Their findings? Those who ate seeded whole grain bread daily reduced their risk of dying from any cause by 47% and lived an average of 4.7 years longer than those eating refined white bread. That's not just lifespan, it's health span. Participants reported lower rates of memory loss, arthritis flare-ups, and fatigue. Researchers attributed these results to the synergy of antioxidants, omega-3 fats, magnesium, and polyphenol found in the seeds and whole grains, all proven to reduce chronic inflammation, stabilize mitochondria, your cellular engines, and protect against oxidative stress. A nutritionist involved in the study put it simply: this isn't bread, it's medicine with a crust. And that's exactly how you should think of it. To find the real thing, check labels closely. Look for phrases like 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat as the first ingredient. Multigrain sounds healthy, but often includes mostly white flour. Also, check for visible seeds. You want to see them, feel them, and chew them for full fiber release. Make this bread the foundation of your diet. Use it for open-faced sandwiches with hummus and veggies. Cube it into fiber-rich salads, or toast it and top with Greek yogurt and berries. However you use it, know that you're nourishing your brain, joints, heart, and microbiome, all with one smart daily habit. You've just discovered 4 breads that can protect your heart, sharpen your memory, and extend your life. But now, we need to walk into the other side of the kitchen, the dark side of your bread box. Let's start with the quietest saboteur in most homes: white bread. For many seniors, white bread is linked with comfort, soft sandwiches, quick toast in the morning, even fond memories of childhood. But comfort can come at a cost. White bread is made from refined wheat flour, which has been stripped of its bran and germ, the very parts that contain fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. What's left? A fluffy slice of high-speed sugar fuel. Your body digests white bread faster than table sugar. That's not hyperbole. That's glycemic index science. In fact, white bread has a GI of about 75 compared to 65 for regular sugar. This causes a rapid blood sugar spike followed by a crash, triggering fatigue, brain fog, and intense cravings that can spiral into overeating and fat gain. But it gets worse. A 2022 study in diabetes care followed seniors for 5 years and found that those who consumed white bread daily had a 46% increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And brain scans showed these same individuals had a 33% faster rate of memory loss and hippocampal shrinkage, the very part of the brain responsible for learning and recall. This is especially alarming because insulin resistance, fueled by high GI foods, has now been directly linked to Alzheimer's disease. In fact, many neurologists are calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. So, what can you do? If you still crave white bread, consider it a treat, not a staple. And never eat it alone. Always pair with protein and fat like hummus, eggs, or avocado to slow absorption and reduce inflammation. Better yet, swap to whole grain sourdough or sprouted bread, which mimic the texture but come with nutrients that work for, not against, your aging body. Now let's expose an even sweeter danger: breads disguised as dessert. Sweet breads and pastries, banana loaves, cinnamon buns, danishes, even healthy muffins are marketed as indulgences. But inside your body, they act like a metabolic grenade. They combine refined carbs plus added sugar plus cheap oils, which set off a three-alarm fire of inflammation, fat storage, and hormone disruption. According to a comprehensive 2023 Lancet review, seniors who ate these treats 4 or more times a week had a 44% higher risk of developing metabolic syndrome, a triple threat of high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and cholesterol imbalance. But that's just the beginning. Sugar feeds the release of pro-inflammatory cytokines that worsen arthritis, accelerate cartilage breakdown, and dull your immune response. It's why many seniors report more joint stiffness, swelling, and brain fog after indulging in sweet carbs. Even worse, sugar depletes key nutrients like B vitamins and magnesium, both essential for mood regulation and sleep. That cinnamon roll may lift your morning, but by mid-afternoon, your cortisol's up, your serotonin's down, and your energy's gone. If you love baked treats, you don't have to give them up, but reimagine them. Use mashed bananas, unsweetened applesauce, or dates as natural sweeteners. Replace white flour with almond, oat, or whole wheat. Add fiber from chia, flax, or even shredded zucchini to balance the sugar load. And always remember, what's sweet to the tongue shouldn't be bitter to your health. After 60, every slice matters. You've seen how white bread and sugary pastries quietly damage your body, but two more breads, ones many seniors still trust, could be even more misleading. Let's start with a crowd favorite, potato bread. Its soft texture and subtle flavor give off the impression that it's wholesome or hearty. But the truth? Most commercial potato bread is nothing more than white bread in disguise, loaded with ultra-processed starch and hidden sugars that send your blood sugar into chaos. Here's how it works. Instead of using whole, nutrient-dense potatoes, most brands rely on potato starch or flakes, often paired with white flour, added sugars, and vegetable oils to enhance softness. This turns what could be a complex carb into a high-speed glucose bomb. In fact, a 2021 study in the Journal of Geriatric Cardiology found that people over 60 who ate potato bread at least 3 times a week had a 37% increased risk of insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a warning sign that your body is no longer managing sugar effectively, and it's the silent doorway to type 2 diabetes, weight gain, brain fog, and inflammation. Worse, potato bread often contains more added sugar per slice than a cookie, and yet, because it's soft and familiar, many seniors eat it daily, believing it's mild or easier to digest. But that softness comes with a price. As one physician aptly put it, potato bread is soft on the outside, but hard on your arteries. If you can't let go of the texture, here's a smarter swap. Try homemade bread made with mashed sweet potato and whole wheat flour. This preserves the softness, but adds beta-carotene, fiber, and antioxidants, turning it from harmful to healing. Now, we move to perhaps the most deceptive of all, gluten-free white bread. It wears a health halo. But for many older adults, it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. If you don't have celiac disease or a confirmed gluten intolerance, eating gluten-free white bread can actually make your health worse. Why? Because to compensate for the lack of gluten structure, manufacturers use ultra-refined starches like tapioca, white rice flour, cornstarch, or potato starch. These starches digest faster than table sugar, creating sudden glucose spikes, sharp insulin swings, and intense inflammation. In a 2022 study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors who ate gluten-free white bread every day for 6 months experienced a 54% greater post-meal glucose spike, a 21% rise in LDL, bad cholesterol, and, most shockingly, higher rates of joint pain, disturbed sleep, and anxiety. That's right. What many people think of as digestive relief might be silently fueling inflammation, irritating the gut lining, and depleting micronutrients essential for mood, sleep, and brain function. And it's not just about what's added, it's about what's missing. Gluten-free white breads often lack fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, and protein, making them nutritionally hollow and metabolically risky. Let's be clear, gluten-free does not equal healthy, especially not for the average senior. If you must avoid gluten, look for breads made with whole gluten-free grains like quinoa, buckwheat, brown rice, or millet. These options provide the structure, the fiber, and the steady blood sugar response your body needs to stay strong and sharp after 60. So next time you see gluten-free on the label, don't stop reading there. Check the ingredients. If it starts with starch, ends in gums, and contains no whole grains, it belongs in the trash, not your toaster. At this stage of life, your bread shouldn't just fill you up, it should build you up. And now you know exactly which ones do. After 60, bread stops being just food. It becomes either medicine or poison. The difference lies in what's written on the label and how your body responds. If you want more energy, better digestion, sharper memory, and a stronger heart, here's your new shopping checklist. First, always check the first ingredient. It should say 100% whole grain or whole wheat flour, never enriched flour, wheat flour, or multigrain without explanation. These are industry tricks to sneak in refined starches that spike blood sugar and fuel inflammation. Second, avoid any loaf that lists potato starch, tapioca, or dyes near the top. These are ultra-processed fillers that accelerate aging. Third, aim for breads with visible seeds, dense texture, and fiber content over 3 g per slice. These indicators often signal nutrient density and slow digestion. Here's your challenge. Try replacing just one loaf this week. Pick a true whole grain, seeded, sprouted, or sourdough bread and eat it for 30 days. Then come back and tell us how you feel. Better energy? Less bloating? More mental clarity? We want to hear it. And if you found this helpful, subscribe for more healing foods and share this video with someone over 60. You might just add years to their life.